Hey everyone, LukeRipa here and welcome to a new episode of LukeRipa Collection here on Wikos. Today we are going to take a look at two Steelbooks. First double feature in ages, by the way. I think I didn't do it since either Batman and Batman Returns special editions or the two Sonic the Hedgehog Steelbooks, Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. But I wasn't planning on doing this episode right now, despite the release date of the video would suggest otherwise, given the new movie coming out, simply because I wasn't planning on buying them. However, because of certain circumstances, including credits, discounts, and whatever, from two different stores, Amazon Italy and Infamous, despite their price points, Game Life, which is the former GameStop here in Italy, I pulled the trigger also, again, because I would be able to release this video contemporary to the release of the new movie, Tron Ares. Of course, the steelbooks in certain markets, especially the United States, are hard to find because they have been subject of scalpers given very limited releases. So again, I will leave my Amazon Italy influencer link down below so that if you want, you can import them. So of course, I'm talking about two steelbooks for Tron and Tron Legacy. There you go. As you see, Tron Legacy doesn't have the plastic wrap, and that's because this is the one that I bought from Game Life. Anyways, before diving into unboxing these movies, this one is one of the most important movies ever made, at least technically speaking. I'm gonna talk a little bit about my relationship with Tron and the Tron franchise, because Tron started to become popular in hindsight among the people of my generation. I'm from 1993, I'm a millennial. And the reason why is because Tron has always, while important, technically important, because it was a flop and it was part of the dark era of Disney live-action films, it was quietly forgotten for a long time, despite there was a video game called Tron 2.0 that came out around 2003, which was exclusive to Xbox and PC, but it never really regenerated new interest until a game called Kingdom Hearts 2 dropped. I am a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts. If you don't know what Kingdom Hearts is, it's basically a Disney Square Enix joint venture which mixes Final Fantasy concepts like characters and gameplay with Disney stories and characters. It's way more complicated than that, but we absolutely will not get into that right now. You travel among different worlds, and one of these worlds, although it's not really a planet like most of them, it's inside a computer, logically, it's Space Paranoids. As you know, Space Paranoids is the name of one of the games that Flynn creates in the Tron universe, and it was really cool for me, who never experienced Tron, to enter Space Paranoids for the first time, because the old world was striking, interesting, very stylish, colorful. You had all the characters, you had Stark, you of course had Tron, who by the way was played by Brooks Boss-Lightner, and you of course defeated Master Program. And after that, after playing the game, I decided to look up Tron on a website that is now defunct called TNT Village, who was an ethical torrent site where the goal was to have a cultural exchange of files. That's where, though, I would download my WWE pay-per-view from back then. That's where I found a copy of Tron, the original classic, which is how it was sold on Blu-ray eventually. I downloaded it, I watched it. I was really impressed for a movie that came out in 1982, of course, but the storytelling really didn't age very well, because it was really more a movie for pioneering special effects than actual narration. As a movie as a whole, it wasn't that great. In 2008, they showed a proof of concept for TR2N, which you're gonna be seeing right now on screen, that the concept trailer would be retooled as a teaser trailer for the movie that would be Tron Legacy. Anyways, enough for this very long intro. Let's go check these two editions out on the table. So here is the front of the steelbooks for the original classic. As you can see, we have a completely new artwork, and that's gonna be the same for the other steelbook. We have Tron played by Bruce Box-Lightner and Cindy Morgan, with Jeff Bridges playing this Little, which is quite surprising given he is the protagonist of the movie. We have the title on the piece of paper. It also reminds us that it's a 4K UHD plus Blu-ray combo. Turn it around, and here we have the usual stills from the movie, now on 4K UHD, about the movie, special content which are the same of the regular Blu-ray release. And we have credits here. In terms of audio, we have English in Dolby Atmos, Italian, Spanish, and German in DTS 5.1, Japanese in DTS HD Master Audio 5.1, Latin American Spanish and SEC in Dolby Digital 5.1, and we have Polish and English audio descriptive service in Dolby Stereo. On the standard Blu-ray, we have Italian, French, German, and Spanish in DTS 5.1, whereas English is in DTS HD Master Audio 7.1. As you see, it features also Dolby Vision, which is really cool. Again, this last year, all these new releases feature Dolby Vision. And without further ado, I'd say let's open it. Okay, so here's the front again, pretty much the same. We have disc also that I didn't notice before, and the Solar Sailor. Spine, pretty much the same as we saw before. And turn it around, we have Flynn raising the disc in the portal in this iconic shot. So open it up, and here we have the 4K Ultra HD disc and the classic Blu-ray, which as you see, is the same exact release it was years ago, which was renamed TRON, the original classic, which is only region B, apparently. Yeah? Okay, and here the interior, we have the shot of the bikes, which is also really cool. Okay, the Steelbook in its entirety, really cool. Let's put everything back. Regular 4K Ultra HD. Okay. There you go, let's put it here. And now let's take a look at the Steelbook that I got at Game Life, which is one for TRON Legacy. As you see, the piece of papers are detached because, again, Game Life. Here is the front. We have pretty much a similar looking front, as you can see. Here we have Garrett Hedlund, Sam Flynn, Olivia Wilde-Quora, Clue, and of course Jeff Bridges. Even here Jeff Bridges is somewhat small, and I think that's wanted so that the size can kind of match over here. And Clue recalls the position that is in the rear of the cover where Jeff Bridges is in the original movie Steelbook, because of course Clue is played by Jeff Bridges as is a replica program of Flynn. Okay, so here's the spine. Behind we have the usual stills from the movies, a review quote about the movie, special content which are exactly the same as the 2011 Blu-ray release. It also includes special look at TRON Uprising. TRON Uprising, if you don't know, it's a short-lived animated series for Disney XD, which is not available on Disney Plus at the time of this recording, which is really funny because that means that you cannot really find it anywhere. Anyways, in terms of audio, we have English in Dolby Atmos, Italian and Spanish in DTS 5.1, German and Japanese in DTS HD Master Audio 7.1, Latin American Spanish, SEC and Polish in Dolby Digital 5.1, and English audio descriptive service in Dolby Stereo. On the standard Blu-ray, we have Italian in DTS 5.1, Hindi, Portuguese, Russian, and Ukraine in Dolby Digital 5.1, and English in DTS HD Master Audio 7.1. Hey guys, so I completely forgot to talk about the 4K masters on the discs, so I'm gonna do that now. Well, let's start with the simpler one, which is TRON Legacy. TRON Legacy, as you know, was shot natively in 3D with 2K red cameras, two 2K red cameras per setup. So the master was indeed made in 2K. Therefore, if we have a 2K master, we cannot have a native 4K master. The only way to obtain a 4K master is to upscale, and that's exactly what they did. Although that, of course, doesn't tell the whole story, because much like The Social Network, which was also shot natively in 2K, the upscale is really good, but also the color grading in HDR and Dolby Vision takes it up a notch to compare to the Blu-ray master. I already watched TRON Legacy on 4K and it looks amazing. It's a little soft, which is to be expected from an upscale 2K master, but it really looks and sound amazing. Now, talking about the original classic TRON, I'm gonna link you to a video when they presented the restoration to the Academy. Thank you for Diesel95 to uploading the presentation to YouTube. And from what I gathered, they rescanned the live action scenes in 8K 35mm, whereas everything with VFX was shot on VistaVision, and all the VistaVision footage was rescanned at 6K. So basically what we have is a completely native 4K master, and it looks amazing. Of course, they did an extensive restoration process before scanning, and also an extensive work for color grading in Dolby Vision. And as you see in the video, when they presented it, there is a night and day difference, which is, again, amazing. And of course, it also features a Dolby Atmos soundtrack. Sorry for not having shot this part directly in the video, but let's go back to the unboxing. Really cool. Let's open it up, which is really fast, because again, game lights. Okay, pretty much the same cover. It's fine. And behind, we have the recognizer that picks Sam up once he enters the grid. And time to open it up. Here we have the 4K Ultra HD, which again mimics the original movie's 4K Ultra HD disc artwork. Let's put it here. And the Tron Legacy Blu-ray, which also is region B only apparently. Thought it was also region free. I'm gonna test it, I guess. And it's basically the same exact one that was in the original Blu-ray release from 2011. And here is inside, we have the shot of Sam Flynn being chased by Clue during the motorcycle scene. Here is the Steelbook in its entirety, also really cool. Second addendum here, I know, but it's good news. I tested both standard Blu-rays that are marked as Region B on their labels on my Region A PS4, and guess what? They work completely fine. There is no warning, whatever. For what I can understand by my testing, they are completely region free. That's good news. Basically, you can import these from wherever you are in the world and it's gonna play in your player just fine. Even the standard Blu-ray, of course, the 4K Blu-ray is region free due to the 4K consortium rules. So again, completely region free. Feel free to import it and enjoy even the 1080p disc. Back to the video. And let's put everything back. So here are both Steelbooks, TRON and TRON Legacy. Both are, of course, 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray combos. So again, these movies are really important in their own ways. They weren't widely received in terms of quality of the movie as themselves. TRON Legacy sits at 51% of Rotten Tomatoes. TRON, the original classic, of course, has a higher score, but more because of its historical significance than actual quality of the story, because again, the narration really didn't age well, although it's still extremely fascinating to watch and enjoy the VFX work that was done over the years. And also worth noting that inside the standard Blu-ray, you will also find TRON the Next Day, which is a short that was released right after the movie, that takes place sort of right after the movie, although it also explains a little bit the time gap between TRON and TRON Legacy, a little bit further than the movie does, because the movie doesn't really explain that much. And it's really interesting. I just will rewatch it today because I didn't watch it since, again, 2011. It's really interesting, though I don't know if you have to watch it, because again, it's not on Disney Plus, and I don't think TRON Ares, that came out at least in Italy today, in the sense when this video will be released. And it doesn't seem it's really connected to TRON Legacy. We might be surprised by the time this video comes out. But anyways, both these movies are, again, really iconic. TRON Legacy more for the design and the amazing soundtrack, which was done by Daft Punk. As you can see, this is a CD physical release of the original soundtrack that I have. I bought it during one of my study vacations in the United States. Here is the disc, and here is a little booklet with an intro from Joseph Kosinski, who is one of the producers for the Daft Punk album. Here we have a picture of Flynn. Here is also an intro from Steven Linsberger, who is the original writer and director for the original TRON movie. Other stills from the movies. The still from the movie of the Daft Punk cameo at the end of line club. Here is the track list. And here are the album credits with more stills from the movie. More stills from the movie. Bigger still from the movie, which is the behind of the TRON Legacy Steelbook. Credits for the London Orchestra, Olivia Wilde. Shot where Clue enters the arena. the shot where Sam and Winsler, who turns out to be Tron, fight for the first time, more credits, and another shot of Winsler, who is again Tron. And here is the behind. Technically, there was PC content out of this disc, but everything is disabled now because it was not on the CD, but it was linked for extra content that you could only access from a link that was exclusive to this CD. But of course the link is dead, so there is that. So anyway, again, Tron, both movies are really important, and Tron Uprising supposedly is canonical, but you cannot find it anywhere, at least not on Disney Plus at the moment. Anyways, again, as I said in the intro, down in the description you will find the Amazon links for both of these releases. Maybe I will also link the Tron Legacy soundtrack, Amazon Italy influencer link. And again, you can import it from anywhere in the world given Amazon global shipping. And again, they are somewhat cheaper, including shipping, than the US, especially now that basically are sold out everywhere. You can only get them on eBay from scalpers, at least in the United States. Anyways, did you watch Tron? Did you watch Tron Legacy? What did you think about them? Are you gonna watch Tron Ares? Let me know the answer to all of these questions down in the comments. If you like this video, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and or follow Wikos on all social media. We're on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, X, and Twitch. Also, if you're Italian, every Tuesday at 7 a.m. we release our podcast, the Wikos Podcast, where we talk about movies and TV shows and sometimes gaming and tech. And next Tuesday's episode is gonna be exactly about Tron Ares. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. My name is LukeRipa, and I'll see you on the grid next Thursday.